Hello, once again, and this is LDA, and I'm happy to welcome you to day six of 21 Days of Emotional Intelligence with Coach LDA. LDA is Lainka Dare-Akanni for short, and I'm super excited to host you again today. And today we'll be talking about self reflection. Part of the conversations we've had, I've spoken about self reflection, and like I got some feedback like, Coach, I don't know what self reflection is, and I don't even know how to go about this. So it's really about me telling you what you need to do with self reflection. And if you've missed our first 5 days, they are still 21 days long. You don't want to miss out on any other one. You want to get reminders. You want everything just in a spot. Instead of you coming here every time to pick one or two, you need to go to our link, bit slash 21EQD, all caps, bit slash 21EQD. That's where you have all of this, you know, put out. You have the all 21 days there. So for the last 5 days and 6 day, you're going to have this training right in there. And it's going to be for a limited time. So if you don't join now and listen to it, if you have to come back to it sometimes later, it might be expensive, right? Yes, and I mean it. So you have to join in. It's a lot of time. There are a lot of friends to meet there, and it promises to be an amazing one. So today we're going to zoom in into self-reflection. And what does it mean to self-reflect? Simply looking inward, right? Some people will say, "Oh, I can't stay alone for a while. I'll be bored." So if you want to grow very far in life, you have to be comfortable being with yourself, right? The things that people say to you is not as painful or doesn't cause enough damage compared to the things you say to yourself. And sometimes you don't even know what you're telling yourself until you sit down and start to ask questions. So you have to look inward. It's not every time you sit down on it. Have you noticed that sometimes when you're sitting down on social media for a long period of time, by the time you're done, you're feeling tired. Like something has zapped your energy. You've taken in so much negative things, news here and there. By the time you're done, you're just very tired. So sometimes you want to shut down all the internet. And I advise you to do this every day. At least for a start, spend 10 minutes with yourself, asking yourself questions like, what does this mean? So it helps you know, like, what does this mean? It helps you understand who you are. It helps you improve yourself. It helps you take a moment into your thoughts. You want to know, what are you doing? Why are you here? You just want to know. Like it helps you to know what you really are. It's a tool. Self-reflection is a tool that is a game changer every now and then. It's a tool for growth and not for self-criticism. So it's not as if you're going to lock yourself up in a room and you're telling yourself all the negative things in the world. It's just you trying to reflect on yourself, the things you've done, and the things that makes you feel better. Now, why is it important for you to self-reflect? you know it helps you understand your emotions and your reactions. It's just like taking an inventory of your day. How did your day go? What happened? you know you're able to pick, oh, this was the person that did this to me, this was the things I did, these were the things I could do better. Now it helps you to build yourself personal growth, and it helps you with your self-awareness. You're able to know yourself. Basically, I think that's the simple thing to say. It helps you know yourself more. Now, how does self-reflection help you? It gives you better relationship with people. Some people, all you need to do is just be that person. There are some friends that you really desire. Say, oh, I want to be friend with this person. I like him or her because of XYZ characters. And if you look inward, some of those people, they understand these things and they're able to use it, and they're able to carry themselves in a certain way that makes you respect them and say, oh, I want to be like this person. So you need to be a better person for yourself first. When you're a better person, you attract better people. Um, there's this thing that says, birds of the same feather flock together. Now, it means that you're going to attract your kind. So if you're someone that has a good relationship with yourself, you're self-reflecting, you have good emotions, you're always staying in a positive energy aura, you'll have more people come around you. It's also good for your growth, your personal growth, you know. And I keep saying this, you don't want to be that toddler scribbling, like we said in day one, just writing rubbish on the book. So imagine your emotions as your hand. When you don't train yourself, you're just probably writing rubbish in people's life, you know, saying things that's like writing rubbish in people's hearts. And you don't want to be that person. And even in your heart, because some things you do in your emotions, they go deep into your mind and they start to impact you negatively. So sometimes the enemy you're chasing after is actually you. And one of the ways you can help yourself is by practicing self reflection. It also helps your problem solving skills. When you reflect, is you're able to think and put some things together. Now, when should you self reflect? I said it that you could do it once a day, but there are times that you actually need self reflection. The first one is after you had a challenging situation. Maybe you had an argument or you had a tough test. You know, you want to sit down and reflect. Why did I fail this exam? Why didn't I pass this exam? I wrote one exam last year and I did not pass that exam. And I sat down and I knew that I actually did not give enough study time to that exam. I took my time, planned myself, studied harder. I went back to that exam and I aced it. So sometimes you want to, you know, while we're growing up, people say things like, oh, that teacher failed me. Mm. Sometimes the teacher did not fail you. You did not study. You did not study. So so sometimes you need to reflect on yourself and you know just and sometimes you might have just an argument with a friend. You had a not so palatable experience with your friend. You want to sit down and say, oh, what actually happened? What did I say wrong? What could I have said better? What could I have done better? Now when you feel very upset about a certain situation or someone, you want to reflect and say, oh, why do I feel this way about this person? Is there something they've said? And like I said, it is good to have a daily check-in. And what time is it? Check-in time. So part of your check-in routine should be self-reflection to say, oh, am I feeling today? What happened today? And if they ask me, I would ask you to make it a daily habit for you to check with yourself, have a self-reflection. It really boosts your self-awareness. Now, how do you now go about this? First thing, take a deep breath, breathe in, and out. So I actually counted five. So you could go 10, you know. Just do that for a while. It helps you transition from the current state you're in into a state where you can start to meditate, right? Then ask yourself questions. So there are so many journaling prompts. There are some apps that they will ask you questions. So if you don't have those apps, it's just your pen. How did I feel today? What went well? What can I improve on? Three simple questions. How did I feel today? What went well? What can I improve on? If you're part of our community, we're going to share this as your um, additional material for today. So you need to ask yourself those three questions, and every day of your life, try to make it an habit to check in with yourself and write it down. Now, the third thing is you have to be honest with yourself, right? Don't be afraid to acknowledge your mistakes. So, if that conversation we had with your friend, with that argument, if you were actually the one that said something wrong, if you actually blew it up, don't be afraid to say, LDA, I think you actually messed up. So, when things happen, you want to sit down and say, oh, I think I should have done this better. Okay, acknowledge it and, make amends. Then write it down, journaling. So I'll take it again. Four ways to self reflect. Number one, find a place to stay. Number two, pause and take a breather. Breathe in, breathe out so you could focus. Number three, ask yourself questions. Three questions. How did I feel today? What went well? What can I improve? Number four, be honest with your response, right? Be honest with yourself. And the last one, make sure you're writing it down. You know what journaling will do to you? When you write it down, you're able to go back. So I look at things I've written 3 years ago. I'm like, what? Did I actually write this? So you're able to track your growth. You're able to appreciate yourself better. Now, remember, self reflection is a tool for self awareness. And why does it matter? It helps you understand why you do what you do. It helps you see patterns in your behavior and emotions and tackle it. It also gives you control over your actions instead of you just reacting, right? So, how do you now overcome the challenges that come with self reflection? Something like, "Ah, I can't, oh, I'm too bored." Now, if you're struggling with something, reflect on it. So, if you're struggling to have self reflection, you want to ask yourself, why am I struggling with this? Now, maybe, oh, I don't have a journal, or everywhere is always noisy, people are around me, I don't want them to see me doing this. So, you now look for a closer, quiet place. It could be your restroom. People will not follow you to the restroom most of the time. And if it's not a very palatable one, try to make it clean enough for yourself. Buy air fresheners, and sometimes it's even in the house already. And that's also a clue for you to clean up your restroom, make it comfortable for yourself. Get in there, sit down, ask yourself those questions. So reflect on it and see what you can do better the last time. Now, when you build these habits, it helps you know what to change or what to develop. It helps you recognize patterns of habits that might be holding you back. And it also helps you set goals and track your goals. So today, I've zoomed in into self-reflection, which is an extension of self-awareness and is part of you being a better person through your emotions. And the key takeaways is that you should reflect on your emotions, use questions to guide your reflection, be honest with yourself, and make self reflection a habit. I hope you're going to do that because, yes, I've been doing it and I'll continue to do it. Thank you for your time today. See you in the next class. Bye.